Hooray! Peter's season is over! We don't ever have to see him on The Bachelor ever again. It's a glorious day. His journey is finished. He picked somebody. You know, that I just want to talk about that for a second. The twist we never saw coming. Like, didn't we all see him picking Madison? Like, I mean, the journey to get there wasn't how I expected, but I was just living my life under the assumption he was picking Madison in the end. How about Barb? Can you imagine being in that situation? You know, you're just starting dating someone, like not getting married to this person, not getting engaged, just deciding you want to start dating them, and your family is that mortified by the possibilities, like ridiculous, and all based off them having to wait 3 hours in Australia. The looks Barb was giving were sensational tonight. Like, she obviously had a very clear favorite between Hannah Ann and Madison that I don't think Peter quite shared. All right, let's actually just break down what happened. So we see Peter, we know Madison's left. Peter's left with Hannah Ann, doesn't tell Hannah Ann that Madison left, doesn't tell Hannah Ann why Madison left, just decides, like, yep, I'll get engaged to her, because that's definitely the way to go for the guy who at the start of the season seemed like he was seconds away from taking Hannah Brown back. And he's just like, yep, we're getting engaged. You could even see on Hannah Ann's face in that moment, she was just like, really? Really? We're getting engaged? Okay. Well, we can get engaged. That's cool. And obviously that didn't work out well. So just for future reference, if you're in love with someone, don't get engaged to someone else. Do you understand? Dex understands. He was barking over there. He was giving me the old, hell yes. So let me reiterate. If you're in love with someone, don't get engaged to a different person. This just had, like, as soon as Peter got down on one knee, it had disaster written all over it. Like, it was abundantly clear that he was in love with Madison. He wanted to marry Madison. He wanted to get down on one knee in front of Madison. But she left, so he went with Hannah Ann. I had some, like, brief flashbacks to Rachel Lindsay's season where when Peter, different Peter, not the same Peter, said to her that he wasn't ready for an engagement. Didn't say that he didn't want to stop dating her or that they should break up. Just said that he wasn't ready for an engagement. So she just went and just picked the other guy. I was having like some slight vibes of that, but obviously not quite the same situation. Peter and Hannah Ann get engaged. Sounds like they got engaged and then just didn't bother seeing each other for a month. And then just broke up. I felt bad for Hannah Ann, but mainly because, like, Peter should have just been honest with her. And I thought it was very strange because he just kept reiterating, I've been very open and honest with you. I've been very open and honest with you. When he didn't say anything about Madison leaving, didn't say anything about still being in love with Madison, didn't go over any of that situation, just vaguely said that his heart was still being pulled in two directions. So I don't know if you heard me say this earlier, but if you're in love with someone, don't get engaged to someone else. Okay, enough of all that. So they break up. Peter comes out live in the studio audience. Hannah Ann comes out and we see Barb. She is loving Hannah Ann. Like, if I think that if in this moment, if you would have asked her, all right, Barb, you can you can denounce everything to do with Peter and adopt Hannah Ann as your new daughter, she would have just been like, yep, sign me up right now. Because Barb was Hannah Ann's biggest fan. And we see Hannah Ann kind of come out. She handled things pretty well, considering the situation. Peter seemed pretty ashamed of his behavior, and understandably so. Then we have this surprise conclusion that we'll never see coming, which we all saw coming. And Chris Harrison goes, sees Madison, says, oh, hey, by the way, Peter's single now if you want another shot. So then we get to Madison and Peter coming back together. I mean, it's pretty clear that Peter wanted to be with Madison this whole time, so not surprised that his issues that he had with Hannah Ann suddenly don't apply when it's just Madison there. Shocker. And we get that scene with Madison and Peter out on stage, and they kept asking Barb questions, and she was not pulling punches. They even brought Big Pete, that would be Peter's dad, in on the Peter bashing, and even he took a couple shots at Peter. Like it was brutal. The family was not happy with how things played out, and like I've heard of people taking sides in a breakup before, but usually your family sides with you, especially if they've only met the other person like for an hour. Like that's all they spent with Hannah Ann. And they were just like, yep, Hannah Ann, that's the guy for our Petey boy. That's the guy. She's the one. Oh my. So things are off to a rocky start, especially when Barb just straight up said, like, well, if you want to find happiness, you're going to have to fail first before you succeed, directly referring to Madison and Peter now kind of being in a relationship. Oh, what an episode. What a season. Pure stupidity. We could have had like anyone else as the Bachelor. It wouldn't have gone this poorly. Like Tyler C., where are you? Mike Johnson, where were you? Let's bring Colton back again. I don't even care if he's still with Cassie. Bring him back again. He was entertaining. He jumped a friggin' fence. That was awesome. Oh. Even Ari was better than Peter. That's saying a lot. Okay, whatever. We're done. Claire Crawley, next Bachelorette. Can't be worse.